A strange-looking Croke Park after Westlife and before the Chili Peppers paid host to a photo call for the Leinster football semi-finals, which will regain centre stage from the concerts on Sunday. Kildare Meath and Wexford against the champions. Eamon Fennell, is this your scene here? Westlife on Saturday night, still cleaning up after it?
I wouldn't think so too much now. I'd rather come to the Chili Peppers tomorrow night, but I know one or two of the Westlife boys, and I know Nicky's a massive Dubs fan, so we go with a few of the lads went in to support them, so hopefully they'll be in to support us now.
Well, it'll be your stage on Sunday, of course. It'll be a little bit different. It won't be as white as this, but big game for you.
Massive game. We look forward to getting back. We had a 4-week break since the last game, so when you have that kind of break, you're eager to get back, and 4 weeks can probably be a bit too much. There's a bit of ring rustiness there, so we're very eager to get back and looking forward to it now.
Andreas Doyle, is this a strange week for you, living and working in Dublin and playing Dublin on Sunday in Croke Park?
Not really. I mean, it was the same for me last year. I was living in Dublin, play club football in Dublin, so I'm always around Dubs. I find that the real crack goes on the week after the game. They don't say a whole lot to you coming up to the game. A few digs here and there, but if they beat you, they'll be on your back straight away. But I'm hoping next week now that I'll have the upper hand and I'll be the one throwing the digs.
A lot of people will be saying Dublin should win that, but going on the last 2 years, there's only been 3-4 points between you.
Exactly, and even the last game, we probably robbed the game off them, with the exception of that ball that was played into the box there. They could have won the game easily. So, if you look at the New Zealand and Ireland rugby game, if you're a fraction off, these good teams can destroy it. So we have to be tuned in, ready to go, and we're not taking this game for granted at all. We know we're in for a tough challenge, and the games have been close in recent years, so we're expecting another hard-fought game.
Yeah, 2 years ago we brought them to extra time. We had a 7-point lead, I think, at half time, and we let them back in. And it was probably a little bit of experience. Last year we were closer again, and only for, I suppose, the goal was a massive turning point in the game. I won't say that lost us the game, but it brought us on another little bit. So we're hoping this year, third time lucky, we'll be close again, and hopefully we can push over the line.
As a totally field player, I always like asking players what it's like playing out there in the big day, but especially against the Dubs in Croke Park. What's it like?
It's very different to anything else you'll experience playing in any of the other grounds. I mean, I can remember at one stage in the game 2 years ago when we were 7 points up, and there was Dublin fans walking out the turnstiles, they were leaving by half time. But once Dublin started turning it around, and I remember it was a wet day, and once they got back kind of within 2-3 points, it was the whole atmosphere in the stadium just completely changed, and the noise was deafening. We had silenced them, and then once they came back, then you could there was such a difference between the two fans nearly, that it's something unique when you play against Dublin in front of the hill.
The second part of the double-header sees Kildare knocking on the door once more, up against Meath, and still trying to land a first Leinster title in 12 years.
Last year I thought was my last chance, but obviously you're chasing a dream, and you sit down at the start of the year and you talk to your family, and once they're willing to support you, you kind of jump a bit to go back, so I just couldn't resist.
But it's unfinished business as well. You want that cup.
Yeah, well, any team that's putting in the time and hours that we put in, and obviously my own behalf, the sacrifices your family are making for you, you have to win silver to justify that kind of sacrifice, so it's like I'm saying, all the teams are chasing that one dream, we all, the last couple of years we felt, we've great belief, and Kieran has brought that with the team he has around us, and the way you train, it's one thing he always says, the training creates belief, and we train hard, and he makes us train hard. You create that belief and a bond around the team. So we know we believe we're good enough, but we know this match on Sunday is going to be a real helter-skelter. Myself and Meath have played so many times over the last couple of years, and there's been a kick of the ball in it, and even the league game, the last league game we played, it was, and they had a shot to win it and came off the post, and we ended up getting a point from it. So that's how little is between the two teams.
Oh, definitely the extra game has done us loads. We didn't perform well in the first, played well against Wicklow in the first game, didn't play well against Carlow. I think if we'd have come out of there with a win, we wouldn't have been ready to play Kildare. So, a couple of lads have come into form since the replay, so, we'll be going for Kildare on Sunday.
Do you think you are ready for a team like Kildare?
Well, they're going to be raging hot favourites. Look, we've nothing to lose. We know we've good players, and if we can get things to tick on Sunday, we won't be too far away, hopefully.
And what about the other game? Can I ask you about Dublin Wexford? Everyone's saying Dublin?
Yeah, well, you certainly have to look at it after performance against Louth, and you know they're All Ireland champions and probably gunning for a a 2 in a row. But look at Wexford, that kind of team. They were probably maybe unlucky. A couple of things didn't go their way last year, and who knows, if they'd have gone their way last year, they could have come out the other side of it. But still, you have to expect Dublin to win.
What do you think about the other game, Kildare against Meath? Who do you tip to come through there?
Look, I mean, it'll be the same as our game against Dublin. The bookies and everyone else is back in Dublin, and in the Kildare game, everyone is back in Kildare to win that game. And look, on form, you have to think that Kildare are the favourites to come out of that. They had a big win against Offaly the first game, but saying that, Meath have got a couple more games under their belt. They've played 3 games now between the Wicklow game and the Carlow replay, so they've played a lot more football than Kildare, and they might be a little bit fresher. But I suppose I'd still expect Kildare to win the game.
So a Wexford-Kildare final?
Yeah, well, Wexford will be there anyway. I mean, I'm just not sure who we're going to play, but probably maybe Kildare, yeah.
And just finally, do you think there'll be a better atmosphere here for your game than there was for Westlife?
I don't know if there'll be as much hairspray, but there's definitely a better atmosphere.
And maybe not as much crying.
Probably not, no.